Okay, so we're going to start with -2 plus 1 over 2n equals -5, and I want you to solve for n. We're trying to find out what n is equals, so you have to isolate n. Okay, so you did +2.
Yep.
And what'd you get? 1 over 2n equals
3.
-3, good. And then you multiplied both sides by 2. Always do the opposite operation. If it's divided by 2 to multiply by 2, that's how you get rid of it.
And just
perfect. So n equals -6. Okay, that was easy. Okay, so how would you solve this? We have to use what first to get rid of distributive property. To get rid of the brackets, 3 times x
3x
plus
3
equals 12, and we want to isolate x, so we want to get rid of the +3. How do you get rid of +3?
You subtract 3.
Good, which is equal to 9.
I got 3.
Divide both sides by 3. Perfect. X equals 3. Okay, so we have w plus 3 divided by 4. What's the first thing you want to do? The first operation you want to undo?
4.
Get rid of the 4, exactly. So how do you get? Multiply by 4. So it cancels it out. Multiply the other side by 4. Simple. W plus 3 equals 8. W equals 5. Does it make sense to say W equals 5?
Yeah.
The answer is 5 plus 3 divided by 4 equal to 2.
Yeah.
8 divided by 4 is equal to 2, so it works.
Oh,
left
so
side equals right side. Okay, how would you do this?
1/2
x minus 1 over 4 equals x over 3. You can put a 1 here, right? It's 1 over 3x plus 1 over 6. You're trying to keep your like terms together, right?
Yeah.
So I have a half 1 over 2x, and I have a 1 over 3x. Eventually, you're going to have to add or subtract those.
Is that 1x over 3 or 1 over 3x?
Eventually, you're going to have to add or subtract these together, right?
Okay, I think I can do it.
So you need a common denominator, because they're fractions. So you multiplied this fraction by 3? Okay, and then
wait, by 6? No, I just subtracted. Yeah, by 2.
So you turned this into 3 over 6x minus 1 over 4, and you turn this into what?
I turned that into
2 over 6x, and then you still have this positive 1 over 6. Okay?
Yeah, and then I just subtracted 3 over 6 on that.
Good, 3 over 6x minus 2.
I shouldn't have done that, though. I should have...
And then we have this 1 over 6. What happens to this negative 1 over 4?
And this becomes plus 1
okay,
over 4.
So we're worrying about this right now. 3x minus 2x over 6.
Is 1 over 6x
yep.
equal to 1 over 6 plus 1 over 4.
1 over 6 plus 1 over 4. Can you add these fractions together? Can you simplify this? Multiply this by 2. Oops. And multiply this by 3. So we have 1 over 6x equals 2 over 6 plus 3. 2 over 12, sorry.
Yeah.
Plus 3 over 12. So I'm going to write it over here. I'm just going to go over here right now. So we have 1 over 6x equals 5 over 12. Now what? We're trying to find out what x equals. Okay, so we can multiply it by 6 to get rid of the fraction, the denominator, which means I have to multiply this side by 6, which you're technically multiplying by 6 over 1, right? It's not... So you're left with x equals... Now you're multiplying 5 times 6 is 30, and 12 times 1 is 12. You're not multiplying the denominator by 6. Don't make that mistake. You didn't multiply this by 6, right?
No, I don't think so.
Good.
No.
Okay, so x equals 30 over 12. In lowest terms, what would you get?
2.
Good. So we'll say 2.5 in lowest terms as a fraction. If you're multiplying by 5 because you're trying to get rid of the denominator, you have to multiply this by 5 and that. So every single term, a term is separated by plus or minus. So anything that, so this is one term right here. This is a term, look, and this is a term, and this is a term. Every term has to be multiplied by the same value.
Okay.
So the left side would be -10, and the right side is -2c, and then plus 5. So this is easy to solve now. -10 minus 5 equals -2c.
That's 7.5.
-2c, divide by -2, divide by -2. Positive or negative?
Positive.
Good, 7.5, 7.5. Okay, so let's do the last one here. Y plus 2 over 3 equals 1 over 5 times 2y plus 3. So what's the first thing you have to do here? Now, can we simplify inside the bracket? Can you add 2y plus 3?
No.
No, so you're actually distributing the number in front of the brackets, right?
Yeah.
So we have y plus 2 over 3, let's leave that, equals, what's 1 over 5 times
2 over
2y?
5y.
Good. 2 over 5y, and then what'd you get?
Plus 3 over 5.
Good. Plus 3 over 5. Now, what are we going to do here? Because we have y plus 2 divided by 3. We want to get rid of this divided by 3. We have to separate
them
that.
by 3.
So if I multiply this by 3, gets rid of that. I have to multiply everything by 3.
Yeah.
Which is what? You're left with y plus 2 equals what?
6 over 5y plus 9 over 5.
Yep. And now what should we do to get rid of the fractions?
And then subtract by 2. By the...
Why don't we get rid of this divided by 5 again? Multiply by 5, multiply this by 5, multiply. This is the part that's tricky. You're multiplying all of this by 5 because that's the term. So, well, really, you're doing the y times 5 and you're doing the 2 times 5, right?
Yeah.
So it's 5y plus 10, good, equals, this cancels out, 6y plus, what, 9. Yeah, you got it, good. Now this is easier. 5y take away 6y equals 9 take away 10. Negative 1y equals negative 1. What's y equal to?
I got y is equal to 1.
Positive 1, perfect. Okay.